With the release of the America's Animal Pack last week, I think we're all on a bit of an edge of like if that is the last pack or not. To me, I think that it is probably not the last pack, just because we have like the bundles for consoles, and now we have an odd number of DLCs, which means that new DLC, the America's Pack, will have to be paired up with a new pack if they want to continue doing the bundles for consoles. But anyway, in today's video we'll be going and we're continuing our series on the fun speculation kind of DLC ideas, but this time we're going to go into an idea that is a bit more realistic than just a fun one, and that is the South Asia Animal Pack. So let's swap over to Canva right now. Alright, so here we are with the article. Again, if you're new to this series or if you're just joining, basically in this series we go over a bunch of fun ideas for DLCs that maybe could happen, some could not, some are completely out there. We've done a wide variety of them so far, so go check out any of those if you want to. I'll link in the description the speculation playlist on the channel, so those will all be there. But this one today, we are going to be going over one that I think is actually decently likely to happen in the next pack at the end of the year, and that is the South Asia Animal Pack. And again, another thing of this series that we could do is I actually have made the entire article page for like how Planet Zoo would do it on Canva, so we can go through it and like simulate what it would really look like for like the Planet Zoo team to actually put this out officially. Of course, again, this is just concept art and everything is like fan made, so don't take any of this seriously at all. But the pack art is all might be, but you can see right off the bat from this concept art, you can see where this is kind of going with like the theme. So I've done South Asia for this. I honestly think that we could get an Asia-oriented pack in the next one, because we have not been to Asia in quite a bit. The Americas obviously focusing on North America and South America. Zookeepers focus strongly on Africa, with a couple more from like Asia, Europe, and South America, really just kind of like bringing everything together. Barnyard was very European focused, and then Eurasia before that was Europe and Asia, which Asia, again, even though it wasn't that pack, that was still a while ago. Again, you could also make a case for Australia, but there isn't really that much to do for an entire pack on Australia. I feel like they would maybe just rather take a couple more species, like the echidna and the tree and put them in other grab packs, kind of like another zookeeper type pack. But anyway, if this is not the last DLC, the next coming, or maybe even if it is, I feel like this could maybe be something we could look for, especially considering Frontier's kind of standards for animals. We've seen that the recent pack has had a lot, I don't want to say less quality, but a lot less quality in terms of like unique animations and really new rigs and like models and stuff. But yeah, so you can see right here in our front here we have a beautiful red Muntjac, or the southern red Muntjac, I believe. And of course in the background here we have a sneaky little second animal over here. Again, the birds are not anything to go off of here, because I put those in everyone. Doesn't mean anything, there's not birds in this pack. Alright, so let's go back up here and we have our entire article. I have chopped off I've cut the campaign section of these articles, just because I feel like they kind of weigh the video down. I feel like the main thing we want to speculate here is the animals and the pieces, if there is any, which I believe we are. I believe we're going to stick with the 7 animals plus scenery, which is unfortunate for exhibit animals, because I really wish we would get more of those, but who knows. I honestly feel like that's probably the way they're going to go with this. But yeah, so in this pack, again, going off of that, 7 animals and like I said here, about like what, 80 incredible new scenery pieces. So that's kind of like the standard, I'm assuming. So in the front here in our banner here, again, we have our pack art just kind of stretched out with our crane friend and our Muntjac friend. This would obviously be the headliner of the pack, which would honestly make sense to me, because we don't have a lot of deer or ungulates headlining packs. We have had like the buffalo, or sorry, the Wysant. We've had the Przewalski's horse, that was like a horse. We haven't had really a deer headline pack. You could count the moose, but I think that was kind of like a subheader to the beaver. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to start reading here. Explore the wilds of South Asia and the beautiful species that live there with the Planet Zoo South Asia Animal Pack. Embark on an adventure through the treacherous grasslands, dense rainforests, and the freshwater lakes of South Asia while meeting 7 amazing animals. From the murky wetlands to the vibrant forests, this exclusive collection brings you face to face with a host of new species, including the colorfully striking lion-tailed macaque, the shy and elusive red Muntjac, and the powerful and sturdy Gaur. Alongside these new additions, the South Asia Animal Pack also features over 80 eye-catching scenery pieces alongside a brand new campaign scenario where you will help Dominic Myers in his adventure to set up a successful zoo in India. So I kind of stole that last bit from the actual wording of the Americas package, because I didn't really know what to do with the campaign scenario. I had a couple of good ideas from the start, but then I feel like with the more recent ones, I just felt like it was kind of like just copying what the actual game does with the campaign scenario, so I felt might as well just cut it. So, again, you can see I've created a fake trailer thing. Again, this is not even a video, this is just like a little picture Put that back. And you can see again one of our beautiful animals here. So I've already mentioned 3 of the animals here, and we're going to go into more detail on that later on. Let's read about the animals. Alright, 8 stunning new animals. Expand and enchant your zoos with the following new species. The shy yet majestic red muntjac, powerful Gaur, the largest and strongest bovid with its muscular build, the prancing blackbuck grazing among the fields, and the mischievous lion-tailed macaque with its impressive mane. This pack also introduces the elegant saurus crane with its colorful facial patterns, the cunning and elusive fishing cat, and the eye-catching yet dangerous honey badger. These new species are ready to enrich your parks and take your zoos to new heights with special behaviors and traits that make each of them more unique than the last. So there you go, we have our 7 animals. Again, if you don't know what any of those look like, or either one of those look like, I put them all down here. Also, you can totally access this template on Canva yourself if you want to like go back over and read through it, or maybe you can make corrections to it. I know I've had a couple people like ask for permission and stuff to edit, which I'm not exactly sure how to do, which is why I probably have not accepted those requests, because I don't know if I accept it then it will make direct changes, because I don't want to make direct changes to the actual document. I want it to make like a copy and send it to you guys. I think you can still do that. I think you can make a copy if you have an account with Canva, which is completely free. You can go to the link, you can take the link in the description. It'll take you to a viewing version of this, and then you can make a copy of it in like the top or somewhere, and then you can make your own, and then who knows, we can like post me or tag me. You can post it and then tag me in it, and see how I can see how you would do the pack. So that'd be very fun for me. But anyway, these are the pack contents I've chosen. We have the red muntjac. I have seen a lot of people would more like respond well to the Reeves muntjac or another popular kind of muntjac. Honestly, I know that the red muntjac is not one of these super popular ones, but it is a muntjac nonetheless, and it is also very flashy. I feel like this would probably be better with a general audience, because even though maybe it's not as common in captivity as the Reeves, it just looks a lot more visually appealing, personally. The lion-tailed macaque, I feel like, would be the Saki of this pack. It is super vibrant for its face, and the rest of its body is kind of just like a very toned down, blackish, kind of grayish color. Again, this could probably go off of the Japanese macaque rig with some decent fixes. And this would probably be the most heavy amount of work animal of this pack. Almost everything else, including maybe even the muntjac, is pretty like clone-ish kind of thing. It can use a lot of the models. They can use models from the game so far. The Gaur could probably go off of the water buffalo, just with a bit more probably a bigger structure, just because of its sheer weight and muscle. And I chose the Gaur just because it is an iconic ungulate to the area. Again, and I've seen some people do like blackbuck and nilgai, the other deer from India. However, I feel like it's unlikely to suggest 2 ungulates. I know the arid pack have it, and that was like 3 of them, but I feel like just it's 2. The Gaur is also too iconic to not have here. It could be a toss-up between blackbuck and nilgai. It's honestly just personal preference for me, and I feel like Frontier is more likely to choose the blackbuck because it is a direct copy or a clone of the gazelle model, so I feel like it would probably be a lot easier to make. So those 2 are really explained for themselves. Very iconic ungulates for the region, this kind of area. Honey badger is one that is debatable because I had it originally swapped for something else. I think it is a very iconic one to have in this region. I feel like this might be in the case of like the Kawadi, where it's so iconic that it gets forgotten or it gets chopped, just because maybe it might be a bit too much work. Maybe like the sounds or the animations might differ a bit too much from the actual badger we have. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping we do get this animal at some point, and I would really love to see it. Again, and then for the last 2 here, we have our fishing cat. I personally chose the Asiatic lion for this. However, I feel like the fishing cat might be a bit more likely just because it is a more unique species and it's a species on its own. I would personally prefer the Asiatic lion. I know a lot of people would not. I would still prefer a lion that looks a lot better than the lion we have over a fishing cat, which looks very similar, or at least a bit similar, to the palace cat, which is one we already have that already does look really good. I feel like there's more value in a second lion, but I will not complain about the fishing cat if we get that. And it also feels really likely that we get a cat in general in this pack, because Frontier loves cats. And to be honest, after building for the ocelot, I'm kind of sick of them. And the last one I chose here was the saurus crane. I know there are a few other birds out there that are a bit similar to the models we have. Biggest example being like the painted stork. would be one that I could also maybe see in this kind of pack, but I feel like the Saros Crane was a more direct clone, and it feels like a more probable one for Frontier to choose. Again, it looks decently similar to the Red Crown Crane, but it does have those very distinct differences. The Red Crown Crane is a lot like paler and very, very white, while the Saros Crane obviously has its different facial patterns, the red, and also is a bit more grayer in coloration. So it does have those differences. And again, obviously it has the red on the face rather than on the top, like a crown. Overall, I would honestly be decently happy with this. I feel like the point of the recent packs lately have been just to explore variety, or like expand the variety of like groups in your zoos, because we have all the main groups now. And I feel like some of these could really expand those, especially considering like ungulates for Asia. We only have we have like the Takin, we have the Wyson, which is part of Europe, as also as the Markor for Asia, the Saiga. But for someone who doesn't want to use like critically endangered ones like the Saiga, and also not built for Caprins, for like the Markor, we now have some alternates and some better options for those areas, especially for Asia, because that is definitely needed. The Black and Gaur could provide a lot of diversity in there. Honey Badger is just one that would be really well for African sections. Lion-tailed macaque and the Reeves Muntjac are very much requested and would do amazing in Asia sections, especially next to ones we already have, like the Gibbons. And then the Fishing Cat is just a nice touch on. Personally, wouldn't really like it, but again, I know some people do, so I'm not going to knock it down. And I do think it has a decent chance this pack. And the Saros Crane is just another great alternative to like maybe the Red Crown Crane, or just another add-on for bird sections. Anyway, over in 80 incredible new scenery pieces. We're going to quickly go through this because I don't really think there's too much to go over in this, because it's not anything specific. Enhance your zoos not just with the animals, but with over 80 new scenery pieces. Experience the joy of your guests as they gaze in wonder at the sturdy rustic concrete walls, the high-hanging illuminated lanterns, new wooden fence set, as well as a range of new tropical plants that are sure to brighten up your parks and make memories for your guests. The scenery and much more will surely create a vibrant and inviting atmosphere that will delight and inspire all. So yeah, I really didn't choose anything too specific for this pack. I really don't know honestly what they could choose. I know there probably are a lot of options, but I would like to see maybe more like a theme around festival stuff. I know that the Americas pack did that with like the flags, and I know that there were way too many flags that were taking up the spots in the scenery. I'm not saying they do that again. I'm saying that they should still kind of like go into that theme of like party and like the party and confess to like the festival kind of vibe, just more diverse pieces next time. Mix that balance between fun, exciting, colorful pieces that are also flexi-color, because they could be useful, as well as very useful pieces. Like the Americas pack kind of did that with like the flag pieces and the bracket pieces, like the metal bracket pieces, which are very useful, but there was just that imbalance that made it not really worth your money. But regardless, I think honestly this could be a solid pack if this is the next pack coming up or something similar to it. I do have a couple of other ideas that we could go over for the next pack. I'm going to try and go more into realistically speaking for the next couple episodes of this series, over just like randomly throwing out pack ideas, because now we know, well, we don't know officially, but we will probably get another pack coming up. But when I started the series, I was more just like, could we get another pack? But now that we know that we could maybe still get more packs, then this could make it a bit more interesting to make the series with more realistic options. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say right now. I think I've talked enough. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you did enjoy this concept art, again, it takes time to make this kind of stuff, and I really do appreciate it if you guys did enjoy, if you hit the like button or hit the subscribe button, because it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the channel as we grow a lot faster. I do hope you'll enjoy, and yeah, and if you did enjoy, again, leave a comment down below. Share some pack ideas for me to do. Share how you would change this roster, how it would make it greater or better for you. And yeah, let me know what you look forward to see down below for this series. Maybe Planet Zoo builds, all that kind of stuff, because we have a lot to go on that. But I hope you'll enjoy. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys. Have a great rest of your day.